Hello strangers, let me set the scene. So my son goes to camp in Colorado in the Rockies, lucky dog, for a month, and it's dad's duty to go pick him up. And it dawned on me, if I'm going all the way to Colorado from Texas, I might as well take a couple days and get some backpacking in. So nice to be outside of Texas. I'm gonna try not to make this video a running diatribe about how hot it is in Texas, so I'm just gonna say it once. It's hot. Gotta love that. And here we have Upper Copeland Falls. Never seen so many people on a trail before. I feel like I'm at Disneyland. Hikers, babies, rock climbers. Look, those guys behind me. It's still beautiful. I think it'll thin out tomorrow when I'm further out from the trailhead. Okay, so I got lost 3 times finding my designated camp spot, but it's called Pine Ridge, so I figure it's probably under pine trees and it's probably on a ridge, and I can kind of see it on the map. So I got up on the ridge, and what do you know? Here's home for the first night. It's a little windy up here on the ridge. I need to find more shelter. All right, try this. I'm gonna tuck it in that corner. It's a little slanted, but hopefully this tree blocks the wind. That ground is hard. You gotta see this little guy over here in that tree. Let's go where he goes. Goes in this little hole. Let's see if we can catch him coming out. Right, as I said, that sun is just way too high in the sky to call it a day. I spotted a little creek off of the main one called Ozark, if I'm saying that right. Ozark Creek. I'm sure it's another rager, and I won't be able to fish it, but might as well go check it out. Ooh, that is straight up. Considering I woke up in Dallas this morning, this elevation's kicking my ass. Can't breathe. So as soon as you leave the main thoroughfare here on this trail, there's nobody, which is awesome. I was a little worried that I was going to be seeing people every 5 feet, but I haven't seen anybody in a while. I'm going to go see something called Aspen Knoll. It's got to be pretty. Well, that's pretty descriptive. So I guess that's it for the day. It's really different backpacking in a state park. In any moment you go from being all by yourself, you round a corner and there's another tent right there, or just hikers, you know, with like one little Dasani bottle. So it feels like nature, and then all of a sudden it doesn't. I'm not used to this. Every place I've hiked has been a little more desolate, more like wilderness areas. But hey, it's still awesome. You require bear cans here. They make smaller bear vaults now. They're still heavy, but it's nice, perfect size for like 3 days at least. Still a pain in the ass to open. Basically, you just gotta stick a knife or something in that little notch to get it. Those 2 little ridges past it. I think I packed something to drink, if you know what I mean. It's delicious, but I forgot to put my lip balm on, so my lips are a little sunburned and chapped. Burns. Gotta admit, my tent setup was an absolute disaster. I just redid it, or lazy redid it. This ground is so hard, so it's just hard to get the stakes in, and everything got all kind of goofy. So what do you think? Well, it'll have to do. Tent is a pigsty. Got all this fishing gear. Hopefully I get to use it tomorrow. I think it's bedtime. It's 8:40 here. The sky is gorgeous, but I'm tired. I guess that makes it 9:40 back home. Got up at 5 a.m. to get here today, so I'm dragging. Not to mention the hiking and the elevation. Anyways, see y'all tomorrow.
Good morning. It's cold last night. I'm using a new sleeping bag. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of orange. Using a new sleeping bag by Western Mountaineering, and I was cold. So, anyways, I didn't sleep well. And then we're off to Pear Lake, where there's supposedly fish waiting for me. I can carry all this fishing gear for nothing.
Hate these things. 2-person job. Tea, by the way, if you're curious. Not a coffee drinker. Figure out how to get this thing back in again. So, once again, I've left the main thoroughfare. What time is it? It's probably like 7:30 in the morning. And, yeah, maybe saw 10 people in the course of less than a mile. I said hello to all of them. I think one said hello back, which leads me to determine that day hikers are not as friendly as backpackers. Just saying. Now I'm off to Pear Lake, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to see a whole lot of people for the rest of the day. Well, actually till tomorrow sometime. So today, it's pretty much straight up. I started at 8,900, and I'm going to end today at about 11,000. That's going to feel good. I just left the trees. I don't know how long this is going to last, but it is pretty view. And we're still going up though. These trail builders are hardcore. Impressive. Sure is pretty. Quite a few backpackers actually, and man, are their packs big. I don't know how they do it. I need to pay attention. Let's walk right by this lake. This is Finch Lake. It's a tiny little dot on the map, but it's actually bigger than I thought. It's pretty. The next lake I'm going to is called Pear Lake. That's where I'm camping. It's bigger than this, at least on the map it is, and it used to be a reservoir. I think they took it down in the, was it the 70s or 80s? So it's smaller than it used to be. Hi. I was afraid of this. It is straight up. This is harsh. I don't know if you can tell how steep this really is. A little bit of a detour. There's an unnamed pond up here, supposedly covered in lily pads. So when I think of lily pads, I don't think of Alpine ponds. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, it actually has lily pads on it. That's pretty cool. Here, take a look. I'm really struggling. It's been nothing but straight up for a few hours. It's brutal. They don't make hills like this in Dallas. That's my new home. So I set up my tent, climbed in the stretch, and passed out. I needed that. I did not sleep well last night. Right now I'm off to find the lake, check it out, do some fishing. First snow. A post hole right through that. So I'm not going to climb it, but let's touch it at least. Alright, it's official. I touched snow. I feel like I'll never find this lake. Damn. It's a big rock. Oh, hallelujah. There she is. Find a nice bank to try and fish off of. It's really windy, which is not exactly good for fly fishing. It's a decent spot over there. I don't know if it picks up on the camera, but there's like a rock shelf right there. So the fish might be hiding by that rock shelf and coming up for bugs. There's these holes in these rocks here which don't seem to be natural and looks like maybe some concrete. This is probably where the old dam used to be, where this thing was turned into a reservoir. Somewhere on these walls you can see the old ring where the water level used to be. Might be up there where that stone's a little darker. So for those of you who don't fish or fly fish, when it comes to the rods, if you backpack and fly fish, you want a rod that has lots of segments like this one. There's not a lot of them. It's not a big market. Most fly rods have 3 or 4 segments. So it's really windy, so I'm not seeing a lot of bug activity. They're usually not out when it's super windy. What was that? Somebody just flew by. Anyways, the goal here obviously is to try and pick something that we think the fish are used to eating, like something they'd recognize. I've seen a lot of flies, so I'm going to use a fly. And I've seen bees, so I'm going to go with this little guy, which has got a little of everything going on. I don't know if you can see that. By the way, we're fishing for greenback cutthroat. That's what's native to this water. It's probably going to be a train wreck with the wind. Not to mention my lack of skills, but I've already caught a bush. God damn it. That was a bust. It's really windy and I have no idea where those fish are hiding on that lake. And I don't feel like scaling rocks to try and find them. So what I'm going to do is try and fish a little bit downstream. Trout are lazy, so they just wait for the food to flow to them. So if they're not in the lake, they're not far down the stream, but they're just waiting for bugs to just float on by. But there's fish down in those streams, but little brookies, but I do not want to climb down there nor back up, and I bet it's pretty boggy. Just chilling, not gonna lie, this feels fantastic. Off to make dinner. I'm so tired. I think I'll be asleep by 6. Anyways, yeah, you know how it is. You're not supposed to cook near your campsite, so going for a little walk. I get it, bears are smart, but seriously, this is stupid. There we go. Only good thing about bear cans is that you got yourself a stool. I don't think I've ever had this good a weather on any backpacking trip once I think about it. It's cold or hot or rainy, at least a little bit. This weather is perfect. The only complaint I have is wind, and it isn't even that windy. Alright, you don't need to watch me make dinner. If only I had this on video. I just have to document it because it just happened and it was ridiculous. So here I am sitting on the ground eating my dinner. I was eating out of like a Ziploc bag and I spilt it. Now, the problem is I spilt it not just on my shorts, but like in my shorts, like underneath, like my ass was covered in pesto chicken pasta sauce, and it was in my shorts. It was warm. My shorts were covered in it. My butt was covered in it, and here I am trying to leave no trace, and bears and all that. So I'm like, you know what, damn it, I gotta take my shorts off. I gotta go wash them. So I go to the stream nearby, and I go to put my shorts in it. Well, the current was stronger than I thought it was. It ripped my shorts out of my hand, and my shorts start flowing down the river. Now, I made a quick calculation. Do I have any other clothes? All I have are long underwear. And I'm like, I could hike out of here and spend the rest of my trip in long underwear, but that doesn't sound good. So I jumped into the stream. I mean, it wasn't deep, but I got it up to my knees, and I chased my shorts down the stream, and I caught them. And I rinsed them off, and I'm probably going to be putting on wet, cold pesto shorts tomorrow morning. Early, but I'm heading out. I got a little boy to go pick up from camp. I did not sleep well again. Not sure why. I think it's elevation or something. Anyways, see you at the bottom. Or maybe in a few minutes. By the way, it's early. I don't think it's maybe 6 a.m. This would be my first ray of sun I've seen reach me this morning. Good morning, sunshine. Got a shed a layer. Did I say a layer? I think 2 layers. Beautiful. By the way, that beautiful lake is Finch Lake. That's another spot I could stare at all day. These giant mountains. Love it. When you've been in a green tunnel for 3 days and you finally get out of it, as pretty as it is, you really appreciate the expanse of the big open areas. Complete silence except for a few birds chirping. Oh wow, didn't see that coming. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Popping into a national park doesn't get any easier. Next up, pick up my little man on our way back to Dallas.